Tony, any thoughts about this? You're watching this running attack and thinking about CJ maybe a little bit.
You know, it's a tough week. For those who know me, they know how I feel about my guys, and they're like my sons. And when I got up and addressed the team, I told them that. And that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was to kiss one of my sons goodbye. And it just, my heart goes out to his family. We're going to celebrate his life tomorrow. And what you saw tonight was a group of guys that were inspired. You know, they came out and I told them, I said, look, we don't need to do anything special. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. And in every single play, appreciate, you know, that you got life and you got an opportunity to do it. So really, really proud of our guys. And the rest of the offense rallied around them. You know, they knew how they were hurting. And everybody came together, and we couldn't have had a better night running football.
Did you in any way dedicate this to CJ, either in your mind or tell the players, let's do this for CJ?
No, and you know what I told the players is do it for yourself. You know, let CJ's life. You know, we're not gonna celebrate his death. We're gonna celebrate his life. And what he taught us is that you can't take any day for granted. So my message to the players was, you're not playing for anybody else. You're playing for yourself because you had an opportunity to wake up this morning and go do it. And CJ wouldn't want you to do anything other than go out and be your best. And so that was the message. But as a group, as the running backs, we knew what we were playing for today.
Are you able to get your mind around all of the rushing records set today?
You know, not really. You know, not really. And I'm not a big stat guy. And you know, proud of the numbers. And really I'm proud because I see the smiles on the face of our young men. You know, and they take pride in every game they want to come out and they want to run the football. Because we know if we can run the football, it sets up the play-action pass, and that's what's made us so explosive this year is we can run the football. They're playing us with two safety looks, and then they're giving us opportunities when they do stick their hat in there. We can find explosive down the field. We still got a lot of room to improve. You know, obviously great numbers rushing the football, but if you go and you look at our third down percentage, nowhere near where it needed to be. We come out the gate and we fumble the ball, put our defense in a bind. So there's still a lot of things that we can coach. I was just happy that the guys got a glimpse to see what they're capable of, and now this is going to give us great momentum going into the open day to get back to the basics, focus on ourselves, and get ready to make a run.
Coach, on that last touchdown run from Lynn J. Dixon, a lot of downfield blocking. You see receivers crossing the field. You see
Hunter Renfro
coming downfield. I guess what's that say about the team's effort with the game already in the bag that guys are still going down the field and making plays?
You know, they're taking pride in their performance. You know, we strive for perfection, but we know it can't be achieved. But one thing you can control is a perfect effort, and that's what we challenge our guys. And you've seen it since day one. Effort's never been a problem with this offense. You know, we're not quite clicking on all cylinders. We're very explosive, which we weren't last year. You know, we were more efficient and less explosive, whereas now I think we had 6 touchdown plays, 50 yards or more. You know, and we probably hit our explosive count, have surpassed what we did last year. So now we just gotta focus on the details and understand that every single play. And as we go forward in the season, the margin for error is going to get smaller and smaller, and we can't come out and squander 3 drives before we hit our stride.
You're flirting with 300 yards on the ground a game over your past 4 games. I mean, is it too much of a stretch to say that Clemson is a run-first team now?
We want to be balanced, and again, it really depends on what the defense gives us. And what we've seen is people have respected the playmakers we got on the outside, and Justin Ross and T. Higgins and Renfro and Amari. And so what they're saying is we're going to try and stop the run with a 6-man box. And if you give us a 6-man box, we got to be able to run the football. And so they're going to continue to give us a 6-man box. And when they try to get a 7th one in there, the backs are doing a great job of running through arm tackles, breaking tackles, and then having good vision to be able to see where the extra defender is and make the cut so that now the extra defender is not a factor.
How much of this part was a result of all just not knowing what Wade's going to do and trying to figure out their identity?
Well, the biggest thing is, you know, Travis drops the ball on the second play of the game. You know, we have a little screen pass on the second play of the game, and I got to figure out something. Maybe I got to take the visor off of him. Got to do extra drills in practice because right now that's the one area, you know, that he needs to improve is catching the ball. But you know, we get behind the chains. You know, we get behind the chains, and now you're in a 3rd and long. And so now that allowed them to be aggressive, and they actually came out in a different look on 3rd down than we were preparing for. So now we got to make adjustments, and we come right back out the second series, and on the second play, you know, we just have a fluke situation where we turn the ball over. And so I don't know if it's as much Wake Forest as it's just us. For some reason, it takes us to that third drive, to get going, and then we kind of come to life. And what we got to get our guys to understand is as we get deeper into our schedule and where we're trying to go, we can't afford to squander 2 drives. We need to get off to a fast start, and again, that ignites the defense. The defense is playing at a high level, man. You got to hats off to those guys, man. This was a team that I think both of us were the only teams in the country with 1,200 rushing and 1,200 passing, man. And they came in and they gave us a lot of opportunities. If this is a different situation, we squandered 3 drives, we may not have a chance to have those extra opportunities to get going. So really, really hats off to the defense. But this is good because now we can go into the open day with confidence in how we perform. But then there's still a lot of small things that we can clean up.
Tony, those 3 guys got 100 yards each. What happened to Tavian? He seemed to get hurt himself in the first half.
Yeah, it looked like, he had a really good run. And the next thing I know, he was coming out holding his shoulder. And then he tried to go back in the second half. And obviously the game was in a situation where I didn't want him to push himself and injure himself more. But I think he just maybe had a stinger or something up in his shoulder after that good run. And it wasn't able to come back.
Specifically, is that about as good of a run game as you've ever called? Is that everybody getting the ball, everybody having success?
I think so in terms of distribution. The one game that I think back to that was similar was when we played down at Miami back in, I think it was 2015. I think we went for over 400 yards rushing, but really, really proud of Linjay getting in there and owning the game plan and knowing what we were trying to get accomplished and making some plays. Man, I couldn't be more proud of Adam Choice, man. He's been a guy that's just paid his dues, and this was his first 100-yard rushing game. And, of any of the guys, if there was one that was going to come out and this game mean more than anything, it was going to be Adam, because him and CJ, came in the same class. I mean, they were thick as thieves. They were like brothers, and really, really happy for him. And Travis just continues to be Travis, and we just got to continue to feed him, continue to get him better in the passing game, as we go forward.
Tony, the game seemed to be at hand. What did it feel like to be able to get Hunter some snaps at quarterback and also get Ben Batson in there, get some quality snaps?
No question. Anytime that you can get those guys reps, considering the quarterback situation, those are the guys that we're going to go to if the situation requires. And to get those guys in there with some meaningful snaps and just gives them some more confidence and gives us confidence, going forward to continue to expand their plans.
One sack
about 10 minutes until Coach Sweeney.
Yeah, it was.
10 minutes until Coach Sweeney upstairs.
It was a tough deal because we were in a 5-man protection, and the best that I can remember, just talking to Thomas and Robbie on the headsets, is the field side defensive end looped all the way around, and it took such a long time, and we were trying to buy time. Trevor kind of moved to the left, and the next thing you know, the guy was unblocked. So I'm not going to pinpoint Tremaine. We'll look at it, but I think there was a situation where he might have been able to pick up a twist, but I want to say the guy looped all the way around. And then the other sack was just a situation, and they got a young quarterback in there, and we got 5-man protection, and the guy that he's hot off of, he just didn't see that guy coming, and we end up with a sack.
Have you ever seen Desmond Howard saying this was a finesse offense?
That's what they get paid to do. They get paid to entertain and commentate. And I know Desmond. I think Desmond's a good guy. I don't have any ill will towards it. Obviously, we got to prove it. Right, we got to prove it. We got 6 more games, and then hopefully we'll earn our way to a championship, and then an opportunity to play in the playoff. And if we can continue to run the football, then obviously we'll be able to change the narrative going down the stretch.
You've had big play offenses before, but is this one kind of setting a new standard? This group?
Especially in the running game. I think in the past when you look at us in like 2015, we started the year running the football, and then Deshaun came alive, and we started hitting big pass plays. I've never been around a group of guys where every week we're coming in and we got 7, 8, 9 explosive runs, and then you're having some of the big explosive runs. I don't even know. I think a couple of those were 50-yard runs, and so I think it's the best combination of being able to be explosive, running the football, and passing the football that we've had.
Coach, talking about explosive guys, DeAndre Overton was able to go out there and score a touchdown today. Does this feel like he's going to earn a lot more first-team reps or a little more practice?
We'll go back and evaluate it, and there was a run-pass option down there on the goal line, and Chase saw the look that he liked, and DeAndre went up and made a play. But for all of our guys, to get first-team reps, man, it's competitive. Everybody's got to come to work every single day and practice, and it's a luxury as a coach to know that you got 3 guys over there that any one of them can go out there and make plays and push each other. So we're going to go back to the basics these next 2 weeks, and competition is going to be as strong as it's ever been, and we're going to try and get better on the little things so that we can be more efficient and maintain our explosive as we go into the last half of the season.
As the running backs coach, what's going on in your head when you're seeing 52, 70, 53, 64-yard touchdown runs?
Man, I'm proud of that offensive line and the receivers blocking downfield, and there's no way that you have explosive runs if you don't have the offensive line fitting it up the way they're supposed to, and then you have receivers on the outside making sure that they're blocking the third level for us, and that's how you get explosive runs. So we tell them all the time, and it's a good thing when they can see themselves having success do it, and we're going to have it down the stretch.
I know ran the ball great. So what was your thoughts on Trevor?